reason that we're here today is, unfortunately, Adolfo Shabba Quinones passed away back in December. Today was Adolfo's birthday. So we sent some emails, we made some phone calls, we're trying to think what can we do when it comes to recognizing the kid that went to Talcott School, came to the Boys and Girls Club, becomes this iconic dancer, movie star, choreographer. Who was it? You did. He YouTubed everything Adolfo ever did, and he's still not done. And luckily, there was a resolution made, 3 pages worth, in which they agreed that Adolfo should be honored for what he meant to the community, particularly as a kid that went to the Boys and Girls Club, as a kid that went to Talcott School, and a kid who ultimately became so many things to so many people. I'm fortunate in that I was able to meet him as a result of a radio interview at first, and then we became friends, and we stayed in contact up until he unfortunately passed away. Through all of that, I also have met Eric, who's Adolfo's brother. And I'll let Eric talk a little bit about it, because I don't want to be here for very long. But to come here to where Adolfo famously stopped pool and talked about it during interviews, which was pretty neat. And then he talked about his Fisher being his favorite teacher, again, documented. I think it's pretty neat to be able to come back on his birthday, mark it all, and then thanks to the aldermen, end up having an official day. The resolution I thought was cool. Then when we get the email that says that all over Chicago it's Adolfo Shabba Quinones Day, that's pretty cool. So I'm not sure what the process was, but it happened, and that's so cool, thanks. So I'm going to introduce Adolfo's brother Eric, so I don't take up all your time.
Thank you, Harp. We all miss him. He went light up. He loved his place. He loved art. He loved his fellow citizens. And he worked very hard to become the best. Sometimes the best of the best. When you're complimented by Gene Kelly, when you teach Dick Van Dyke how to pop a lock and street dance, I think you're pretty good. His head never got too big, but nothing was as big as his heart. So, Alderman LaSpata, thank you so much for being here today. Please come and just express the fact that you have looked him up on YouTube and that you know who he was now, even more so. So, in the future, we'll be back every year on his day, and we'll look out to you to find some new way so that the kids, the citizens, know he's one of Chicago's great. Thank you.
You're so welcome. I mean, it's an honor for me to be here, to know this space, to meet you, to hear about his life. I could stand here, I could read you the greatest hits of a life, you know, about a man who was an innovator, a pioneer, and who is fortunate to have spaces like this that could give him an escape route that so many other kids really deserve. But I think about the way we're honoring him with this day, with this resolution, with this street in the future. It reminds me of, do you remember the movie Coco that came out a couple years ago?
Yes.
That we are around in this world as long as our names and faces and lives are remembering, we are creating spaces that people they'll look on the street in the future and say, Shabba, what kind of a name is Shabba? They'll look him up, they'll Google him, they'll look at him on YouTube. His memory will be with us, his life will be with us for decades and decades to come. Not just in every way that he influences how everyone dances today. We were talking about that. You and I could go on TikTok, we may not be able to do the moves, but you will see his influence on every dance that you're going to look up on there. And to recognize that, to honor him, to commemorate him, it is a privilege for me to be my one small part in that.
Right. And you should know that as each day goes forward, more things are happening. The Olympics We'll have street dancing.
2024, man. Yes.
So there we go. His legend lives on because it's not just because he's my little brother. He's a great guy, a great human person. And so, again, I'm so happy to be here today with all of you, and you especially. We will see each other again. Thank you.
We will. Thank you.